Hi and welcome to the Financial Fox Show. Today, for a bit of a change, we are talking to a London-listed oil and gas company which hold interest in high-value projects with substantial upside potential in the UK. The CEO is here with me, David Bramhill.
Good evening.
Hi, David. And the company is Union Jack Oil. How are you, David?
Very good, thank you.
Okay, so let's start maybe with the result that you announced this morning. Would you like maybe to summarize the key point and also explain the journey that UJO has done until now?
Yes, of course. The results financially were very much in line with what you'd expect with an exploration small production company. Fine, costs have been kept down. The costs have been the same for the last 3-4 years, which is very, very good. The most important part, I think, would be the review of operations. It's up on our website, Union Jack website, and you can read more. There was quite a lot of sort of information put out in my statement, but there's also, if you go to the website, look at review of operations on the annual report, there's quite a thorough detail of what has gone on the last year with these projects. And the best one, at the moment, or I should say the biggest, not the best, the biggest would be West Newton. That's an existing discovery, 189 BCF, and hopefully the appraisal well will find the same, maybe more, maybe less, but anything even smaller than the original amount found would be a company changer for Union Jack. Because that 189 BCF is a massive, massive amount of gas. That would be a life changer for Union Jack and the shareholders, of course.
Yeah, definitely. And how confident are you on the positive result from the gas section?
You have to be, that would be what was known as a Kirkham Abbey. You have to be confident always. Anything we do, we're always confident, otherwise we wouldn't be drilling. And all I'd say to shareholders, there's always something happens in nature, one never knows. We're confident. Geological success, probably 100%. Commerciality success, anywhere between 60 and 72%.
Yeah.
So, yes, of course, the odds are stacked in our favour on this one.
There is always the risk, but,
yeah,
you know, geologically...
You have, geologically, fine. Commerciality, let's wait and see.
And also, I understand there is a potential for an oil target.
That's deeper down in the Cadeby formation. It's a lot deeper and a lot higher risk. Like the risk of commerciality with the Kirkham Abbey is 72% top range. The risk with the Cadeby is 24%. So you can see the differentials between those two.
But that's the most exciting maybe for shareholders as well.
What, the oil?
Yes, I think that's what they are looking for.
No, if we keep feet on the ground, I would say the gas. If that happens, then everyone's seriously at Ascot races. KB Abbey, if that happens, then all your dreams have come true at once. But
yes.
That's high risk, and I've got to say that. I'm not going to hype and say...
No, David, I know you are a very
conservative
person.
And you have to be. I hate, let's just wait and see what happens. Because I'd hate to be building people's hopes up. And,
yeah. It's much better to, say less and deliver more.
And what do they say? What's the saying? Say nothing and overachieve, or something like that. Yeah. I forget the old saying.
So basically, we are kind of waiting for those results that will be coming out very soon.
Oh, we're still drilling. Oh, yeah. It's a 40-day well, and we spudded a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember the exact date, but it was a couple of weeks. And it's a 40-day well.
So any time now, basically, for the gas?
Still a way to go. Still. Yeah,
still time for investors to buy.
Because it's not just a case of putting the drill in the ground and away you go. And you drill so far, then you put steel casing down, and then you pour the cement round the side of the case, and that takes 3-4 days to harden up. Then you come along with your pressure test to make sure that nothing's leaking.
Yeah.
So it's all these different episodes. It's like almost like a...
What's the plan afterwards? Are you going to flow test the well?
If it's if the mudlogs tell you it warrants a flow test, then yeah, of course.
Straight afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Okay, and I mean, you are one of the partners into this project with the operator Wressle Energy. How confident are you in their work, you know, in their expertise?
They're brilliant. I've never worked with a company like it. No,
Okay,
you know, to be fair, all our operators are good. But these guys come over with different ideas, Canadian ideas.
Yeah.
You know, they leave nothing to chance.
Yeah. And basically, in order to get exposure to West Newton, the best leverage play is actually Union Jack Oil, because then we have got Humber Oil and Gas, but they are private, and Wressle is private as well.
Yeah.
So
you asked me about, you know, how confident. I think, you know, there's an old saying about the 6 Ps.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell that on screen, but the first few words are perfect planning prevents something else. So there you go. So,
okay, so that's good. So very exciting for West Newton. Then I think, you know, in today's result, some other very important point were also the financial part, which is also you are fully funded.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, for all.
Yeah, we're totally prepared. This is why we raised the money a month or so ago, because everyone, you know, on confidence, I have to play things down. But I know that there are people who, you know, how can this go wrong? You look at the prospect and say, how can it? But I'm just ultra cautious, you have to be. But everyone is expecting a success here.
Yeah.
So we need to be prepared for the next stage, and that would be flow test. And then, remember, there are other projects on the license, massive license area. So that's going to lead to maybe some 3D, who knows?
Yeah.
You know, it's too, but we've got the money, and that money has been earmarked, totally put aside for those prospects and those things we need.
You are debt free as well, which is also very important.
Debt doesn't work.
No, yeah.
In my book.
I like that. We don't like
debt. We've never had debt in any of my companies for 25 years. We've never owed a penny.
And picking up on that, I want to move also on Homewood. Which project in the Wheel Basin.
Yeah,
you sold an interest in UK oil and your interest in UK oil and gas, taking shares in the company. Why you have decided to go for this deal?
That was an interesting deal because Homewood was a prospect that we were going to drill, and there was a lot of anti-Homewood going on, and the prospect still remains. However, the drill site was taken away, which meant that we were a long way from drilling that prospect. And everything we have, apart from a small 7.5% interest in Homewood, is in the north, on the Humber Basin or East Midlands. So we were offered £112,500 for our stake, which is really good in shares. So we've taken the shares, and we get the ride on anything that you can't do in the future in the Wheel Basin. So to us, it's a great deal. We benefit not just on Homewood, but on Horse Hill, and anything that these guys are involved with.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Coming back on West Newton, I just wanted to stress on the fact that is going to be conventional oil. That's because we have seen all these fracking, anti-fracking protesters attempting to block the side. You know, this is really, you don't have anything to do with fracking, and I want you here to make a statement so those people that can clearly understand.
Not at all. It probably won't do anything, but we're not fracking. Wressle are not fracking. This is a totally conventional gas and oil play. No fracking. And that's everyone knows this. It's in our annual report, our RNSs. If you go to the Wressle Energy website, this is not fracking with a capital F.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Moving to another project that is in a UJO portfolio, which is Wressle. Wressle is waiting for a planning approval.
I know, it breaks my heart, because if we could be producing from that, we'd be pulling in $3.5 million a year. That would cover our costs, and we would become a profitable company, full stop. And that we've been waiting for that for years, but hopefully the government, we've got ourselves a QC. Egdon have done a terrific job on putting together a proper application. There's nothing really in planning that can affect
So
be affected.
you are confident this...
With that one, you have to be. And, you know, so I've done a couple of interviews today, as you probably were, and they're saying, well, you know, what could hurt? Well, there's obviously a lot of information going about climate change at the moment, but to be bringing oil from Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
we're trucking oil 17 miles away. So our carbon footprint is a hell of a lot smaller than anything that comes across the sea or by aircraft. We're not travelling. This is UK bred.
Oil, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, if you are going to manage to progress Wressle, that could be one of the largest conventional oil assets onshore UK.
Oh,
and it will
absolutely.
bring a lot of jobs, you know, a part of the climate change and also energy to the country, you know, could be really quite...
It will help. It will help. I'm not saying it will bring a massive amount of jobs. However, the monies would be spent in the area when you imagine the hotels, locals, and there's also a plan to give some of the profits to, like I won't use the word charity because that's the wrong word, a social fund.
Yeah.
So we'd be helping everyone. And that happens a lot nowadays.
Yeah, corporate responsibility help for you know the community, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the last, let's say, important assets. That was a bit disappointing.
Biscathorpe,
and you know, you said a very interesting phrase in the annual report. You know, about the failure, the greatness.
You saw the quote, yeah?
Yeah, the quote was, you know, sometimes in order to achieve something big, you go through failure, which is...
He was an 1880 philosopher. I remember him well.
Okay, so are you, I mean, I guess you are a bit disappointed with what's happened, but there's still a big hope.
It wasn't, we didn't hit the main target. That's a fact. Everyone knows that. But the results that we got were very, very good in their own way. What it indicated was there's an actual active oil system very, very close. So what we do now, the seismic goes to be reprocessed, put into a new model, and hopefully that new model will be more accurate than the last model.
So that was basically a problem of the operator, let's say?
No, nothing. No, not at all. No, a lot of companies have looked at the seismic. I can categorically say there was no problems.
Just a risk.
It was just a risk. This is what I say about nature.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, and it happens. You know, unfortunately, a lot of people think, oh, you get the well, you've got the prospect. Oh yeah, X might like digging for pirates' treasure. It's not. You see, I'd rather be finding treasure and looking for oil because it's not easy, Stefania.
So,
really,
it
can be a blinking nightmare. Apart from all the millions of other risks you've got with oil drilling.
So the plan is basically to reprocess the 3D data, build up a new model, and then restart the drilling. Where, I mean, can you give us a little bit of timeline?
Probably 6 months, a bit more.
Okay,
and it won't be in a heartbeat, I can assure you, because there's a lot of work to be done, but it won't go away.
Yeah.
You know, everyone is desperate to see a result on this. The well's open still, ready for a sidetrack. So once we get the information, reprocess, remap, then hopefully we're away again.
Okay, that seems you have got loads on your table and, very interesting assets. You know, if West New to come in is going to change completely the future of the company, then you have got Wressle as well, Biscathorpe there, you know, 3 gems basically, you know, it's very difficult because usually small cap companies, they've got one asset, which is, you know, they gems and the other one, they are more like bread and butter, where here you have a kind of some nice jewels on the table.
We do have, we've got, what do they call it, an abundance of riches. There's a bit of hype for you. Yeah, well. We have, though. It's nice. If it's a menu, you like the menu very much. I think we like it. It's quality. Yes, yes. So some shareholder on the bulletin boards, they've been talking about possibly new acquisition, other assets you're looking at. Are you in that stage or not really? Oh, we're always looking at. There's not I don't believe there's a lot left in the UK around about conventional. Where we are, the BGS, I believe the figure was, no, don't, when I say quote me, this is what I said, remember, 7 billion barrels of oil in place. So far, 700 million barrels have been found. So that leaves a hell of a lot of oil still left to be found. And we've got 2 or 3 places where we think where that oil might be. Not all of it, obviously, but some good accumulations. So we've got a couple of places we're still looking at.
Okay. And finally, do you like maybe to send a message to potential investors are looking to invest in Union Jack Oil? Something to wrap it up.
Oh, I will say, they probably, first of all, Stefania, it's risk. Everyone must know it's risk. However, the projects we've got are absolute quality. And if people chose to invest, they would be investing in quality projects, and that's the main thing, in my opinion. And you're dealing with a transparent company.
Very conservative, I want to stress that, because of
they
name, everybody
want me to come on and say we've got more oil than Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
No, not to say that at all. But no, we're transparent. We've got a great technical team, Graham Bull. Wow, I'm proud of my team, really.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, David, thank you very much for being on our show, and then I look forward to having you back, when we have more news and something more to talk about.
Yeah.
And also, you will be presenting at our event in June. We will send out more information to all the shareholders. So,
Okay.
David, thank you very much for being with us today. This is everything from the Financial Fox. See you next time.